Mantra Purnima Maha Mahotsav ki Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Hari Hari Bol.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mukakaroti Vachalam Pangoram Gayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Mande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swami Nidhinamine. Nama Acharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayine Gaurakata Damadaya Nagara Grama Tarine. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nidhinamine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. We just had a fantastic yagya. It was a Vaishnava yagya. And I will have to wait every sentence. Is it a simultaneous translation?
Every sentence is
Sentence
possible.
by sentence?
Sorry.
No problem. I just need to know what makes
Let
sense.
me take a minute to understand what's the situation so we don't miss anyone. Who doesn't, wer versteht kein Englisch? Immer noch nicht? Nur eine Person?
Кто не
Ja?
понимает по-английски?
Alle? Und du? Ja, okay, also zwei Personen. Alle verstehen Englisch. So, except for two persons, everybody understands you. So there is no translation necessary.
Только два человека не понимают по-английски,
So, but-
поэтому перевод не нужен тогда будет.
These two persons, du kannst da hingehen und für diese zwei Personen,
Ты можешь этим двум человекам там
für Olga
переводить.
und
Надя.
And I can
Давай
try to
твой
speak
перевод
slow so
будет
that
там.
they can.
Хорошо.
wer braucht noch Übersetzung?
Кому еще нужен перевод?
Russische Übersetzung da.
Русский перевод здесь.
Okay? Jetzt. Setz dich dahin und mach. So you can speak English. No
And I go a
problem.
little slow so she can.
Yeah, but it's only two persons.
Yeah, but-
So it's okay.
Imagine this scene. The yagya was happening as the king sat on the throne. The brahmanas are performing their yagya. And a 5-year-old little Prahlad, he's there waiting to see what Hiranyakashipu does. As the brahmanas are reciting mantras. Vam sana bhavato sana punatto sa viryam karavavahe tejasvinamaditamasttu ma vidvishavahai. Om shanti 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 hai. This is no Vaishnava yagya, remember? And idam shivaya idam namama. There's a Lord Shiva yagya going on. And the smoke is rising. And you can actually see, you can actually close your eyes and visualize this episode. This big throne, this huge king, ferocious looking with his strong mustaches, and his crown has all kinds of gemstones on it. And there is little 5-year-old baby Prahlad. And Hiranyakashipu is very happy because they've just performed this very auspicious yajna. He takes Prahlad, puts him on the lap. Om Namah Shivaya Yanutali Asuratanna Sutana Baredu Toru Yandaga Narahariya Namavannu Nagu Nagu Tale Parayutiralu Om Namo Narayanaya Om Namo Narayanaya Om Namo Narayanaya Om Namo Narayanaya. Hiranyakashipu is asking Prahlad to write Om Namah Shivaya or say Om Namah Shivaya, just like we were all saying Harinam Sankirtan Ki
Jai.
Prahlad was not saying Jai along with Hiranyakashipu. So Hiranyakashipu was a little bit concerned. My son is not getting proper education. This is very, very bad. I have to correct this. So we see here the importance of father. But there is also importance of teachers here. Because when Hiranyakashipu asks Prahlad, what are you learning in school? Tatsadu manye suravarya dehinam sada samudhigna dhiyam asagrihat hitvatmapatam grihamandakupam bhanam gato yadharimashrayeta. When Hiranyakashipu asks this question, Prahlad Maharaj, he's very honest. He's very honest on two levels. One, honesty on a respectful level. He's saying, oh my dear demon king, oh king of the Asuras. He's not insulting him. Well, at least on the first sentence, he's not insulting him. And then he says, he's very diplomatic. See, the point of education is to learn diplomacy. But there is Sattva Guna diplomacy, means Vaishnava diplomacy, and there is Asuric diplomacy. Sattva Guna diplomacy is demonstrated by Prahlad Maharaj. He's actually saying, I learned from my spiritual teachers. He's not revealing who's the spiritual, he's not revealing Narada Muni, because Narada Muni will be in trouble. So he is being cautious. But Vaishnava doesn't put somebody else in trouble. At the same time, he's saying, he's observing that Hiranyakashipu, he's a little bit anxious. Sada samudhigna dhiyam asagrihat. He's saying that this materialistic education alone will make you anxious. Basically saying, my dear father, my dear king of the demons, you appear anxious. So he's saying, imagine the audacity of this 5-year-old boy telling his father, Vanam gato yadharimashrayeta. He's telling Hiranyakashipu here. He's saying, go to the forest. So we actually have a, I think, okay, now I think I'm a channel to actually speak. And who are all teachers here in this assembly today? Teachers, yes, I was just thinking of you. Teachers. How many of you are parents? Come on, you are also teachers. You should have raised your hand first time. How many of you are students? Okay, I think we need a definition, right? Let me ask again. How many of you are students of life? Excellent, so you're in the right place. There is the inner school of life that we are constantly living. Let me ask you this question. How many of you think that exams are good? Maybe for others, right? It's good for others, but I'm not sure for us. Yeah, Prabhuji said it depends if the exam is good or not. So I wanted to introduce how Srimad Bhagavatam is actually our syllabus of human life, of human existence, of humanity. And today, because we are preparing for this amazing vibration of Bhadra Purnima, it's a very special day. And instead of taking a text from Srimad Bhagavatam, let's take a text of Srimad Bhagavatam. Let's glorify Srimad Bhagavatam. I'm quoting from Srila Sanatana Goswami from Krishna Leelastava. If you know this verse, please chant along with me. सर्वशास्त्राब्धिपीयूषा सर्ववेदैकसत्फला सर्वसिद्धान्तरत्नाद्या सर्ववेदैकदृक्फला and then श्रीमद्भागवत सर्वभागवता प्राणा श्रीमद्भागवता प्रभो कलिध्वन्तोदितादित्या श्रीकृष्ण परिवर्तिता. So this is the verse number 2, 1 and 2. O Srimad Bhagavatam, nectar churn divine from oceans of all subjects, all shastras, your wisdom shines. Prominent fruit of the Vedas, so sweet, jewels of Siddhanta at your lotus feet, granting vision to the world, both far and near. It's the life breath of bhaktas, forever its dear friend. O rising sun, to drive Kali's night, you are Krishna returned in blazing light. So the Srimad Bhagavatam is nectar, but why do we not exactly feel like that all the time? What may be the obstacles? I want to share some examples. I grew up in a joint family in South India. Udupi is our hometown. I grew up in Bangalore. Back then, it was 1980s. We didn't have mobile phones. There was no Netflix. There was no point of there was no way to rewatch the movie, right? How many of you grew up in those times, basically, 80s and 90s, no mobile phones, right? One television at home. And there was cricket news going on. Oh, this player made a 6. Oh, this player caught the ball. Oh, he's out. And then on the other channel was going on some stupid movie. I love you, you love me, we will be together forever. And then on another was the news channel going. Today, all parts of Karnataka, the electricity is off and all the engineers are on pressure. My father was an electric engineer, so that was a big problem when electricity would go off. The point was, it was every evening a Kurukshetra in my house, fighting for one remote. Because we had variety of age groups. The kid, my brother, he wanted to watch Cartoon Network. I mean, there was no Cartoon Network also actually in the 80s. Once a week cartoon. And my mother, she wanted to watch the movie. My father wanted to watch the news. And my aunt wanted to watch the sport. And amidst all this chaos, I would just wonder, what am I missing out on? And my grandfather, he had actually met Srila Prabhupada. And he would never get involved in these chaos. He always had this worn out copy of Srimad Bhagavatam of Srila Prabhupada. He had taken canto by canto. He would take it with one of our friends because my grandfather did not have all the copies. And he would hold on to it. And when this chaos was happening on the ground floor of our house, my grandfather would go upstairs near the water tank. And he would sit there. And he would say, I'm going now to watch my movie, my sports. And he would just sit there relishing. Back then I didn't really so much understand if he was missing out, if he was not missing out. But every night he would sit me down and teach shlokas. He'd tell me the stories from Srimad Bhagavatam. And I actually got that glimpse that, oh, he wasn't missing out on anything. And the point here is the exact interest of human nature, all the subject matters are covered in Srimad Bhagavatam. And my grandfather would say, anything, any subject matter, crime, horror, fiction, love story, sports, wars, everything is in Srimad Bhagavatam. And he would say, whatever is in Srimad Bhagavatam is nowhere else. Sarva Shastrabdi Piyusha, Sarva Vedaika Satphala, not even in the Vedas. And later, several years later, the same spot that my grandfather would sit and study Srimad Bhagavatam, my parents built a room there for me to study my college and get good grades and pass out my exams. But the vibration of that place was so strong that I would be a rebellious child who would keep Srimad Bhagavatam on the top and my biology book underneath. Sorry, actually the opposite. Biology on the top. And I'd keep Srimad Bhagavatam underneath. And when my mom would come, I I would hide the Bhagavatam and I'd be like showing her that I'm studying my science subject. And of course, sometimes I would get caught. My mother would chastise me intensely that I was not serious about life. And while I was absorbed, in this tug-of-war between the eternal drama of material world, chasing the carrot. On the other side, I was like being drawn to Prabhupada Leela Amrita. Especially Leela Amrita was one of my favorite because it helped me understand this point of Dharma Projita Kaita Botra Paramo Nirmatsaranam Satam Vedyam Vastavam Atra Vastu Shivadam Tapatrayon Mulanam. What? Tapatrayon Mulanam. How many of you understand what is Tapatraya? Okay, maybe I should ask how many of you have Tapatraya? Tapatraya means problems. Problems, all sorts of problems. This is a Hindi word also. Are kya tapatraya leke aaye ho aap? If you watch Mahabharata, say this. In South Indian languages also. Tapatraya. So it's like the three modes of nature bringing us miseries every day. So my grandfather taught me something. Because in school there was a lot of competition. And if I would get 2 marks less, I would go to the second place. So there was a lot of pressure. So my grandfather would quote this verse. I am trying to still understand it, but I understand it a little better now than earlier. The problem, Dharma Projita Kaitavatra Paramo Nirmatsaranam Satam. This book cannot be easily understood by everyone. This is a little bit of a master degree level. I would say even beyond that. Because the qualification, we need to be non-envious. Nirmatsarana. Matsara means envy. I'm feeling like, oh, if she gets the mark, then there is an envious nature, feeling jealous. And I would struggle very much in my high school years with this envy and competition. And my grandfather would constantly quote this verse and say, take shelter of Bhagavatam. It will mitigate all sources of your problems. And it will mitigate the root of envy. So this verse, it speaks about how education literally means to help us overcome these tapatrayas, the problems of material existence. What is the problems? It's not just hunger and wanting shelter and wanting a boss to serve. The real tapatrayas are these fire blazing inside the heart, such as envy, greed, pride, anger. All these things that are actually my enemies, the internal enemies. So the actual school of life is teaching us how to pass each subject as we grow up. When we are 2-year-old, and I also want the toy the other kid has, and I fight for it. And in anger, I take the toy and snatch it and say, this is mine. It's okay at 2-year-old. But if I'm doing that at 20, I'm not progressing in the school of life. So, my dear devotees, today we are not only thinking as students, mothers, fathers, future husbands, and future teachers of this society. We're actually looking at ourselves as the students of Srimad Bhagavatam. And Bhagavatam says, I have a little thing that I would like you all to repeat after me. I'm going to say it first, then you can repeat. I'll say that once. My teacher, my treasure, my heart's delight. My teacher, my treasure, my heart's delight. You can repeat. My teacher, my treasure, my heart's delight. Bhagavatam lifts me from the darkest night. Bhagavatam lifts me from the darkest night. In the school of life, help me pass each exam, in divine delight. So I hope that this talk today together we can learn those lessons. See, my career, in spite of my mother's worries for my education and my career and job, I ended up well. I studied psychotherapy, I studied literature, I became an author. I earned better than my cousins and many relatives, so my mother is a little bit happy with that. But this Savai Manak Krishna Padara Vindayo, when we actually focus on the lotus feet of Krishna in all subject matters, just like Prahlad, he knew the real education. He wasn't just blind-faithed kid that would just say, no, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. He was very well educated. He knew how to overcome envy. He knew how to talk in a very pleasant way. He knew what to say at what situation as a 5-year-old. So we can actually learn in the first canto, here each canto is actually like a secret treasure of astrological remedies. As an astrologer, people pay me a good amount of money to guide them which place to live, what profession to take. But for tapatrayas, the troubles of life, the secret is every canto has a hidden remedy. I don't recommend stones, because stones only give us a little bit of faith to believe in planets. But Srimad Bhagavatam, it mitigates the tapatraya unmulana. It goes to the root of the issue. So there are two types of doctors. One doctor who will give you medicine to relieve your symptoms. Another kind of doctor who will go to the root of the issue. And then they'll cure the root. Which doctor would we go to? Depends. But in the school of life, we should choose the one who go to the root of the issue. So Srimad Bhagavatam is that doctor who goes to the root of the issues. And I want to give you like a little sneak peek view of how there are these different planets. I'm going to quote like a few, not every one of them. Sun, for example, in our astrological chart, in our life, Sun represents confidence, vision, clarity. So how many of us experience confusions and dilemmas in life? Some of them are confused whether they have to answer. So the clarity that comes from Sun. And we know, right? Krishne swadhamo pagate dharma jnana divisaha kalu nashtam drisham esha puranarko adnodita. So it is said that in this Kali Yuga, we are very dull-brained. Can't remember. How many of you remember what you ate 3 days ago? Exactly. Every dish. Oh, slowly hands are going down. How many of you remember last year, exactly on this day, what you were wearing? So this is the memory, right? So what to speak of? Dharma and jnana. Dharma means to understand what is our real duty as human beings. Jnana means the true education, the true knowledge. But unfortunately, 5,000 years ago, Dharma, religiosity, goodness, and also knowledge, wisdom, left. What's going to happen to us? There is no Dharma and Jnana available in this material world. Because Krishna left. 5,000 years ago, Krishna left, and along with Krishna, Dharma and Jnana also left. Kalau nashtam dishamesha. In this yuga, there is so much uncertainty. What's going to happen to our visas? What's going to happen to immigration? When will I get kicked out of this country? Will my country provide me education? Is this education degrees even going to be useful next year? AI is taking over. Right? That's kalau nashtam drisham esha. But still we're chasing the carrot. Still in the darkness. The truth is this, when we are driving a car, we cannot, especially when it's raining and it's dark and you're driving to Harinam Desh. It's very difficult to see the road. Things are not very clear. The only thing you can see is what your headlight shows you. But you trust the car, you trust your GPS, you trust the road, we drive. So kalau nashtam drishamesha puranarko adnodita, that real light is the Srimad Bhagavatam, is the sun which brings clarity. Because a lot of people, they may pass in so many subjects and they may fail in the subject they're most weak. Then you can't go to the next grade. So this clarity of why am I studying? Why do I want to get married? Why do I want my partner to be nice to me? Why do I want my children to listen to me? Why do I want my parents to give me the video game that they don't want to give me? Whatever the issue is. We need to know the why. That's what Srimad Bhagavatam reveals. Why do I exist? Why do you need dharma? Why do you need to get married? Why do you need to be submissive to superior authorities like Guru Parampara? Now, all these questions are answered. And on the other side, my maternal grandmother, she was very expert in Srimad Bhagavatam. She remembered every shloka. How many of you had grandmothers like that, or grandfathers? Yeah? It's amazing to have nannies and daddies who have this clarity. And my grandmother was another example of somebody who went through this Tapatraya Unmulanam. She had a lot of difficulties at home, big joint family, more than a dozen people. Her mother-in-law was quite a monster-in-law. She was a very difficult person. And my grandmother always took shelter of Bhagavatam. She had, back then we didn't have all this amazing purports. My grandmother only had 2 or 3 parts, volume of Srimad Bhagavatam. And she would take that, and she had a glass, and she would try to make the big word letters look big, and she would be reading repeatedly the stories after stories after stories. And then she would tell me, Madeka bandhu mad sangi mad guru mad mahadhana mad nishtaraka mad bhagya mad ananda namostute. She would say, Srimad Bhagavatam is my friend, is my savior, is my only treasure, is my good fortune. And she would behave in that way also. She wouldn't just say, she would not react to the difficult, abusive situation. She would just go and dig her heels in Srimad Bhagavatam, and she'd be studying. And she named all her kids like Bhagavatam names, Krishnaveni, Jagannatha, and Muralidhara, all Krishna's names, and she was completely absorbed. And 2 years ago, her death, talking about son, birth and death concept, she passed away with all her children and all her grandchildren. She lived in America in her last years, and in the hospital room, we all recited verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. Seconds before she took her last breath, we each went and put Ganga water in her mouth, and we were reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, because Srimad Bhagavatam was her life and soul. She lived the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. And she would say, when she left America, she would tell my uncle, I don't care about my silk saris, I don't care about any of my jewelry, I don't care about any other thing. I have to take my Srimad Bhagavatam. In every marriage she went, she'll bring Bhagavatam. She'll open the book and she'll be reading. And everybody will be gossiping, chatting, chit-chatting, doing nonsense. And she'll say, don't disturb me. I'm studying about Prithu Maharaj and Indra's conflict. And I'm trying to see how everybody is in conflict. So she would be like, and she was a very clever woman, by the way. She was not like those nannies who don't know anything. She was very clever. She'd say, hey, study properly, get a proper job, be self-sufficient. Don't become too submissive to your husband that you put Krishna in the second place. Always put Krishna first. So she was like a progressive woman, no? And she really liked Srimad Bhagavatam pictures from ISKCON, because in the original Kannada version there were no pictures. And I'm just feeling so fortunate that Srila Prabhupada got all these amazing artists, devotees to represent in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. Every Bhagavatam has pictures that are just mesmerizing, better than any art book you, your children or your grandchildren will ever see. Original artwork, that's like window to the spiritual world. So I must say, my grandmother passed in flying colors, the actual exam of life. So the point is, we're preparing for death. Sorry, that's the best astrological prediction, which is 100% certain. Huh?
This is the good news.
Good news, thank you. So we don't remain in the Tapatraya world, thank you. That's also true, can only come from the wise who can say that. So death is the only certain thing. Everything else is uncertain. And that's the lesson we read from Srimad Bhagavatam, especially about Lord Ramachandra. When you study the canto of Lord Ramachandra, you know why? Because in Vedic astrology, every planet has a deity who rules, like sun has sun god, and above sun god is Lord Ramachandra. Mars has Kujadev, and above Kujadev is Narsinghadev.
And it's in the east.
It's exactly. So every direction, everything is connected. And as an astrologer, I always felt astrology texts don't give the depth Bhagavatam gives. The psychology of moon god, the psychology of Brihaspati, Shukracharya. Brihaspati is the lord of Jupiter. And he is the teacher, talking about teachers in life school. Brihaspati is the teacher of the demigods, the devas. Shukracharya was his classmate with Brihaspati. You know that? They went to the same school. They had the same guru. Shukracharya is a great Brahmana. He's the son of Bhrigu Muni. And although both of them studied together, he became the teacher of Asuras, the demons. Arey Baba, how does that work? So both of them were counseling their own students. Shukracharya was trying to do the best because demons don't like to follow rules. Shukracharya is intelligent. He said, if you have to enjoy, you have to follow certain rules. So he taught them some dharmic principles, how to enjoy life nicely. That's basically material education. Shukracharya is the master of material education, skills, diplomacy, tricking, and knowing how to enjoy life, how to have enough money and enjoy and take the debts and try not to pay debts. Give less taxes. This is Shukracharya's teachings, essentially. And I'm not saying it's not useful, but that's sakama. Sakama means with desires. We approach material education with certain desires. But as a 2-year-old, it's okay to grab the toy, remember? But we have to move from sakama to nishkama. And the nishkama is Brihaspati. Very broad-minded, very spiritual. And like I said about my grandfather, all his life he was like waiting. We have our own home so we can have the sect of Srimad Bhagavatam. Now we have in every floor sects of Bhagavatam because it's so auspicious even to just have these literature, these shlokas, these sages and saints and great devotees, their pastimes hidden and booked and sealed inside these pages. Just having them in our vicinity, it really removes the nonsensical attractions of this material world. Just like Bali Maharaj was saved by Vamanadev. A lot of people wonder, how can I be happy in married life? How can my daughters get a good husband? How can I get a good husband? Husband topic is Vamanadev chapter. Read the Vamana chapter in Srimad Bhagavatam and you can activate and strengthen your Jupiter. Jupiter is also expansion. You want to expand your business? You can't do it without Jupiter planet. You cannot. Because Vamana is the lord of the Jupiter. Like this, every canto has these, and we have a YouTube channel, Gaur Academy, where we try to teach people. You don't have to run after stones. Basically, wearing stones in astrology, other remedies is eating like this. Have you tried? Can you try this? Can you try eating like this? Can you try? I think you have long arms. Can you try? You try? You're with the right hand. You're eating in the left hand. Wait, not bad. But it's still difficult, right? Give him a laddu, let him try. So it's not easy to eat like this. But that's basically astrology. Helping humanity teach the lessons of life so they can perform dharma like this. But Srimad Bhagavatam, Dharma Projita Kaita Vautra Paramo Nirvatsaranam Satam. This is for those people who don't want to do this dharma, this stone, that mantra, this mantra, get confused, say it wrongly, and instead of a demigod, demon appears. Happens, by the way. That's also in Srimad Bhagavatam. One time Indra recited a mantra slightly wrong. So instead of having a friend to support him, he created an enemy. That was Rudrasura, very powerful demon. Then he had to fight that demon. So anyway, this point is every other remedy has a side effect. If you wear diamond and your Venus is weak, some of the scriptures of the Parashara astrology text says, be careful. If you have weak Venus, you wear diamond, your Venus will become even more agitated. Don't do that. Anukulavad. Then Pratikulavad. Then they say, no, if your Venus is weak, you should wear that Venus stone. Then they'll become friends. Say, how does that work? If you hate that person and that person comes to you, you will be triggered, right? So it's a confusing theory, but Srimad Bhagavatam is very, very clear. And Vedyam Vastavam Atra Vastu Shivadam. So this differentiates Vedyam Vastavam Atra Vastu Shivadam. It tells you this is right, this is wrong. This will cause you this trouble, this will relieve you from this trouble. And then it's Shivadam, always auspicious. Unlike any other material remedies or material gods, because every god is under Krishna. For example, Ganeshji. You know that Ganeshji's head, why it's very auspicious? He has the lotus feet of Lord Nrsimhadev on his head always. That's why he's Vigna Vinashaka. He's called Vigna Vinashak, right? How many of you know Vinayak Ji is, right? He's Vigna Vinashak. And Vigna Vinashaka Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki Jai. So that comes from Nrsimhadev. He removes Tapatrayonmulanam. He removes those difficulties in life. That's why Ganesh Ji was the one who wrote all the Vedas. Nobody could write. Nobody. Vyasadeva said, I'm going to keep speaking. If you pause, game over. Exam failed. You have to keep going. And you know what Ganesh Ji said? He said, I'll keep writing, but if you stop speaking, then also exam failed. Game over. So the compatibility between the two was excellent. So that's what is called finding our nature. When we find our true nature and we go in the line of profession where we enjoy, we feel nourished, then easily success will come. But if your child is an artist and you're forcing your child to become an engineer, it's going to be a miserable life. And we hear this from examples in Srimad Bhagavatam. How Prithu Maharaj was using his nature, his Kshatriya nature. At one point, he dragged earth because earth was not producing grains. So, and cow was not giving milk. So the Prithu Maharaj had to take a stand. So sometimes we have to take a stand. We can't be forced by our parents to study something. It's not our nature. So it's very important to understand these things that personally in my life, studying Srimad Bhagavatam gave me much more educational value, independent thinking, knowing how to take right decisions than material science. I truly believe that as an educator, in the schools they should actually teach us Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. So we are taught how to think, not told what to think. There's a big difference. I think especially Indian education system is a little bit like we are told what to think. Think like this, do like this, choose this. But generally, little Western education is like helping us to think broader. It helps you to think on your own. And so usually when Indians come to the West, we struggle a little bit. Should I speak up? Should I not speak up? Do I have the independence? But Krishna consciousness has this good balance. Okay. Next is I want to speak a little bit about Jupiter. Satam prasangam mama virya samvida. So this is Bhagavatam essence, okay? This is from the 3rd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where it explains the power of the sadhus, power of great teachers. If you had a good teacher, how many of you remember good teachers in your life? Somebody who taught, you see, it's so important. Nowadays, the society is topsy-turvy. The best people should be teachers because they're educating the future generation. But usually, those ones who don't make it in any other profession, they become teachers. And teachers are the least paid, so nobody wants to be teachers. And then, who are we getting education from? Those people that don't know what to do. Maybe they don't even have the nature of a teacher. So Srimad Bhagavatam explains in every chapter, every story, if you look into, whether it was Brihaspati, whether it was Shukracharya, whether it was Vishwamitra, all these great sages, they had their own issues, reality of life. They would fight amongst themselves. Certain cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam really made me wonder, like, wow, these fights happen also among the Devas? Oh, very much among the Devas. So because that's why there is a conflict between Deva and Rakshasa. And you want to know the truth? In Dwapara Yuga, the fight would happen between the cousins. In Kali Yuga, you know where the fight happens? Exactly. कौरव और पांडव दोनों हमारे मन के अंदर है. Both Kaurava and Pandava are inside my brain. Every day telling me, choose the army. Who's that? The Duryodhana inside me. And there is Arjuna saying, no, choose Krishna. So there is like a constant battle, constant dilemma. How much time do I have?
We're checking it out.
महत्सेवाद्वारमहुर्विमुक्तेस् तमोद्वारं योषितं सङ्गिसङ्गं महन्तस्ते समाचित्त प्रशान्ता विमान्यवा सुहृद साधवो ये. So by serving the great personalities, by being under the shelter of great personalities, then we can learn the right discrimination. So we can choose a path that is going to be peaceful. Otherwise, if we go into materialistic mentality and lose our sense of self, then we become even more confused. So the point is to be clever, like Prahlad Maharaj, to be balanced, not to be extremes, not to be immature. And that the Vamanadev story really helps us understand this, expand our consciousness. And I want to share a personal anecdote that I really wanted to marry a devotee. And I wanted to get married 10 minutes more? Okay. I wanted to get married to a devotee, and I would study these chapters, especially Varahadev, because Varahadev is the lord of Rahu. Rahu is a big planet which confuses us. Foreign travels is connected to Rahu, living in foreign countries. So if you want success in your foreign establishment, Varahadev gives us clarity to make the best out of our life. So I will skip some, but I want to bring this point how Asha Klesha Dosha Vemba Abdiyolu Mulugi Yamana Pasha Kolagagade Nirdoshiyago Santoshiyago. Asha Klesha Dosha. Desires, expectations, troubles, we cannot escape. These will be your syllabus every single day. So we can choose. How? Yamana Pasha Kolagagade Nirdoshiyago. Try to do your duty, try to do your dharma. How? Under the association of devotees, under the association of a guru, in the guidance of a guru. In Kaumaram Acharayet Prajno Dharmam Bhagavatam Iha. We all have a little child inside us. And Prahlad Maharaj says, from childhood we should train Krishna consciousness, the culture of Bhagavatam. So it's a great opportunity for us. Jai Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Sudarshan Chakravarti. Durlabham Manusham Janmam Tadapya Dromarthadam. This human form of life, after so many lifetimes, Yesukayangala Kaledu Yambatnalku Laksha, 84 lakhs of species of life, finally I've got this human form of life. So we must take advantage of that. And how can we take advantage? At least 15 minutes a day in touch with Srimad Bhagavatam, because Srimad Bhagavatam is the best friend. Paramananda Pataya Prema Varshaksharayate Sarvada Sarvasevyaya Shri Krishnaya Namostute. Because we are in Kali Yuga, we don't have the body, we don't have the mind, we don't have the intelligence to approach the Lord just like in Satya Yuga and Treta Yuga they were able to. So the only shelter we have are two things. One is the holy name. Can we chant holy name together once? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And Srimad Bhagavatam. If you can all sing along one more time with me. My teacher, my treasure, my heart's delight. My teacher, my treasure, my heart's delight. O Bhagavatam, lift me from the darkest night. O Bhagavatam, lift me from the there. And it's also a great opportunity to give this Srimad Bhagavatam as a gift to others, so that other people's heart can also melt. So we can be with people with less tapatraya, less troubled people. And Srimad Bhagavatam has the power. We may say, I'm not pure. But Bhagavatam can turn the asadu, sadutha, dhayin, hati nicho chatakara. Even the most sinful Bhagavatam can cleanse that person and make them a sadhu. And that's what we see, the Mrigari, the hunter. We see the story, he was so sinful, but he was delivered by the mercy of Narada Muni. Okay, so these are some points. So let's meditate on the Bhaja Govindam. And remember, Ma Kuru Dhana Jana Yauvana Garvam Harati Nimesha Kala Sarvam. As the time is going now, I have to end my lecture. Similarly, a time will come when the lessons of life will end. And we have to do what? Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudamate. Don't be foolish. Do your business, but focus on Govinda. Focus on Srimad Bhagavatam. So for those of you who will purchase the Srimad Bhagavatam, I have some special goodies from Sridham Mayapur. If you're going to book a copy, I have special beads from Jagannath Ji. This is Rajapur Jagannath. We have a Ganda Berunda Mahayagya ashes. It's very rare to find, which is performed in Mayapur. We have only a few of this, but if any one of you are lucky today to book a set of Bhagavatam to gift somebody or take home, we have those beads and the ashes. And for anybody else who buys any other book, we also have Narsinghadev picture from Mayapur Dham. So it's your chance to invite Bhagavatam to your heart, to your home, and to your lives. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I feel so grateful to be in Harinam Desh, looking at bright, enthusiastic faces. I love the Kirtan. Thank you so much for your Sangha. And we will, you will talk more, right? Yeah, about Bhagavatam.
You were just rude then. You talk, you know, do this.
Excellent. Harinam Sankirtan ki Harinam Desh ki Srimad Bhagavatam Mahagranth ki Srila Prabhupada ki Gauranga Nityananda Gauranga Nityananda Haribo.
Shri Radha Govinda Dasi ki. Okay, let's get slow. Wo ist Valentina? Wo ist Valentina? Warum ist Valentina nicht hier?
Почему Валентина не
Wir brauchen Valentina. Imaga, you stay here, please. So, this is the most auspicious day. Can we look at the verse? Srimad Bhagavatam verse
12, 13,
12,
13.
13, 13. Please check on it.
Это на поле
Can we look at it?
благоприятных.
Can you look at it? This verse? Yeah. Please. He's checking it. He's doing.
Давайте прочитаем стих 12, 13, 13.
So today we would like to gift, if possible, 3 Bhagavatams.
Haribo. Only 3.
Набора
So make it
Бхагаватам,
fast.
если возможно.
Only 3. Make it fast.
So,
We have the verse.
but they have to be paid for.
Но за этим набором нужно
And you
заплатить.
thought you're going to get it like this?
Ты думал, получите это так?
Where's Valentina? Please.
Где Валентина?
So please read the verse. Here.
Пожалуйста, прочитайте стих.
I have it here. Should I? Praushtapadyam Paurnamasyam Hemasimhasamanvitam Dadati yo Bhagavatam Sayati Paramam Gatim. If on the full moon day of the month of Bhadra, one places Srimad Bhagavatam on a golden throne and gives it as a gift, he will attain the supreme transcendental destination. Srimad Bhagavatam, 12th canto, chapter 13, text 13. Should we also read the purport? It's a very short purport.
Yes, of course.
So this is purport. One should place Srimad Bhagavatam on a golden throne.
The
Because
golden throne.
the golden throne, because it is the king of all literature. On the full moon day of the month of Bhadra, the sun, which is compared to this king of literatures, is present in the constellation Leo and looks as if raised up on a royal throne. According to astrology, the sun is said to be exalted in the sign of Leo. Thus, one may unreservedly worship Srimad Bhagavatam, the supreme divine scripture. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
So, I would like to announce the Srimad Bhagavatam under normal circumstances cost 390 euro, and for the Bhadra Purnima auspicious day, we will give it away for 250. And we already have just one, Hemanga Gopal, please, English. And we brauchen one English Bhagavatam, and you give the Bhagavatam to Vasudev Prabhu ki Jai.
Я хочу сделать объявление. Сегодня на обычном Бхагаватам стоит 390 евро, но сегодня в этот благоприятный день мы их продаем за 250 евро. И Шримад Бхагаватам, набор Шримад Бхагаватам получает сегодня в подарок Васудев Прабhu.
Come here and front Prabhupada. Alright, komm hier auf diese Seite, das Prabhupada in der Mitte. Alright, photo shooting. So, thank you very much. My best wishes, very auspicious.
Спасибо большое. Мои поздравления. Очень благоприятно.
Excuse me. We have German Bhagavatams, English Bhagavatams, and Russian Bhagavatams.
У нас есть Бхагаватам на немецком, английском,
Price is the
русском.
same.
Цена одинаковая.
You would like to give someone with a set because you're asking?
Вы спрашиваете, потому
So,
что вы
please
хотите
consult.
подать один набор, а мне нужно посоветоваться.
Where are you going? You want to see?
Куда вы уходите? Ваша жена здесь.
He's asking for one book.
Он спросил об
We
одной
do
книге.
have one book, but did you bring the single copies?
Yes.
Okay, so just give him one book.
It
would be 10 euro. One book. So then, where is Valentina? Ah, here it is.
Где Валентина?
So the ladies in the flower department,
Дама из отдела цветов.
they have put themselves together and they would like to give a Srimad Bhagavatam set for Marjani Devidasi.
Все матери из отдела цветов собрали.
So now I have to ask, do you have enough room in your room for it? Because she has a tiny, tiny room.
Матери из отдела цветов сбросились вместе и дарят набор Шримад Бхагаватам для Марджани Девидаси. Вообще-то у нее там нет места, у нее очень-очень маленькая комната.
Halte dich klein.
I will find what
You'll find it, but not under the bed. Okay, so then it's okay. And the point is, I don't know exactly how much amongst you can collect. Do you have the complete amount, or do you need extra to make the complete amount?
Я не знаю, как вы между собой решили. У вас достаточная сумма или вам нужно как-то?
So, da müsst ihr einen Zettel nehmen mit einem Stift und rumgehen, wer was gibt, damit man weiß, was noch gebraucht wird Machst du das jetzt, bitte?
Вам нужно
Ja.
тогда взять листик,
So,
записать,
please
сколько
give
каждый,
Marjorie
кто
and
дает, чтобы
Srimad
мы так
Bhagavatam,
подобрали.
Russian Srimad Bhagavatam. No, it's
Пожалуйста,
one.
дайте Маржине Давидасе русский Шримад Бхагаватам.
And then we need someone to bring it to her room.
И тогда нам нужен еще кто-то, чтобы отнести в комнату это.
So, mach den Zettel. Janusz, give her a piece of paper. In der Schublade, in meinem schwarzen, da ist noch ein Stift. Sanuj, you're writing down what we're doing, right? And which language and how much money is coming in.
Yes.
But Kanteya Prabhu still is waiting to consult with his wife. I don't see consultation, or maybe you have you talk like just exchange your mind. Telepathically. All right, fine. Why not? All right. Then look, he's holding it like a baby. Nice.
А смотрите, он держит свой Шримад Бхагаватам как бэйби, очень мило.
Very nice. So, where is Ananteshwara now again? He's getting one. Okay. So anybody would like to give someone with a Bhagavatam set? Like I said, 390 under normal circumstances, 250 for today and tomorrow.
Кто-нибудь хочет подарить кому-то набор
And
Шримад
that is
Бхагаватам?
guaranteeing you the way back to Godhead. Guaranteed.
Обычно это стоит 390, сегодня 250. И тогда это гарантия того, что мы
Put yourself
вернемся
together. Maybe you want to give a donation to help everybody together. Everybody in this room could be together gifting a Bhagavatam set.
Вы можете давать свои пожертвования, либо все вместе можем собирать пожертвования, чтобы кому-то подарить один набор Шримад Бхагаватам.
Ananteshwara Prabhu, you got the book?
Ich habe ein deutsches gefunden, Englisch konnte ich nicht.
Ein deutsches gefunden. Von wo hast du das her?
Also, there were many first canto books in the big box
In big box.
from the top.
Alright. So this is for who? No. Which language?
English.
English. We need English.
I'll get him English mother later then.
Анантешвара Прабху хочет подарить одну песню Прабху.
Okay. So,
He just wants first part or complete Bhagavatam set?
depends. If you want to donate a complete set, 250 euro, you're welcome. That's your decision.
English
Yeah, that's So where is the Russian box and who brings it upstairs to the second floor? Yeah, they will bring it. Third floor. They will bring it to your door. Okay? Thank you. Alright, so now question. Is everybody in this room prepared? I don't know how many people are here. Prepare maybe to give 10 euro for Bhagavatam set, and we can see if we can get a Bhagavatam set together for someone.
Итак, вопрос. Готов ли каждый из вас, кто сейчас здесь находится, пожертвовать 10 евро для того, чтобы мы могли целый набор сейчас подарить?
Who can count?
Вот первые 10 евро.
Count how many people are here in the room.
Посчитайте, сколько человек в этой комнате.
40, 10, or this is 400
40
euro.
человек здесь. Это будет тогда 400 евро.
Alright, so please, everybody, just we go around, Sanuj can go around, you collect 10 euro from each person and we have a set. Please stand up and start.
Хорошо, со мной сейчас будет проходить, собирать деньги, каждому
Did you
будет подходить.
consult, the two of you? You have consultation? Are you ready? I'm
I
here.
have a question.
Oh.
Somebody does not have money at all, really don't have money, and you really like Bhagavatam. I would like to know if anybody like that here.
Если кто, у меня вопрос, если кто-то здесь, у кого действительно
There
нет
is. I
денег,
think there
но
is.
кто-то хочет Шримад Бхагаватам.
So, who? Please raise your hand.
Пожалуйста, поднимите руку.
Надя, у тебя есть вопрос? Поднимай руку. А денег есть? Вот спрашивают, у кого нет денег и кто хочет Бхагавата. Может, это ты?
Okay, one I was thinking. Okay, then it's only 10 euros. So yours and another.
So everybody's is for her. I want to know who we are giving it. Yeah. I want to know who.
Yours?
Okay.
That's yours.
And who is the second?
The second is another person who's not here in the room. Well, who did we do? No. The second one is for Marjorie. We're collecting for the lady in the room. That's what we're collecting for.
На один набор мы собираем
They
для
are
Маржи, для
collecting
Редакции,
and then
и
10
второй
euros from anyone, so it's
для кого-то еще.
3 ones. Okay? So you can give the money to Sanoj, she takes care of it, and she takes Russian, I guess. Yes, one Russian more.
Надя, тоже на русском языке Шримад Бхагаватам. Сейчас Сануш будет проходить, пожалуйста, все можете дать ему по 10 евро.
Please. Also come to me, I also have money.
Также подходите ко мне, у меня тоже есть.
This is for, bring it over there, so it's there. Yes, unfortunately. So there's nur noch ein russisches Srimad Bhagavatam und das wird sehr, sehr schwierig sein, noch mehr russisches Srimad Bhagavatam zu bekommen, weil wegen, ihr wisst ja Bescheid, das wird also, wer sich das jetzt haben möchte, sollte die Gelegenheit wahrnehmen, es ist nur noch ein Set da.
У нас остался только один набор Шримад Бхагаватам на русском языке. И кто хочет воспользоваться этой возможностью, может сейчас его приобрести, потому что неизвестно, когда будет возможность получить еще один набор, потому что вы знаете, какая сейчас ситуация. Поэтому воспользуйтесь этой возможностью.
So, in der Zwischenzeit, der Sanoj, der wird rum und collected für einen Bhagavatam. Und es geht jetzt darum, dass wir dieses Bhagavatam an eine besondere, prominente Person der Außenwelt schenken wollen.
Между делом Сануш Прабhu собирает.
Vielleicht habt ihr einer von euch hier eine Idee, wer das sein könnte. Vielleicht macht mal Vorschläge.
Один набор мы подарим какой-то знаменитой личности. Может быть, у кого-то из вас есть предложение, кому это может быть. Кто это может быть? Кому это подарить?
Euch mal jemand,
Не в движении.
Der Bürgermeister.
Bundeskanzler.
der Bürgermeister.
Мэр
Also,
города.
der Bürgermeister hat schon einen.
У мэра
Wir
города
haben ja vor vielen Jahren schon, wir haben auch einen Film darüber. Das hat er in die Bibliothek gegeben,
И он это отдал в библиотеку.
von der Stadt. Also da ist schon was.
Библиотеку города.
Der Bundeskanzler, der neue, Merz, ja? Okay.
Господину Мерцу, новому Bundeskanzler.
Gute Idee?
Хорошая
Was hat er gesagt? Gleiche Idee. Gleiche Idee. Okay, dann collecten wir das hier für das.
Тогда мы собираем сейчас на набор для Bundeskanzlера, для Мерца.
Und die Anna kümmert sich darum, dass die Bücher bei ihm ankommen. Das ist dann deine Aufgabe.
И задание Анны позаботиться о том, чтобы он получил эти книги.
Persönlich übergeben. Und das heißt, dass
Лично передать.
Dropadi und der Dumraketu
Это значит,
und die
Равади,
Bhakti Anna
Ракету и
und Manga Gopal, vielleicht ich auch, oder
и, может быть, я
der Chef der Jungs da, alle. Oh, this is English. We need to speak English. I'm sorry. So we can all go together to the Bundeskanzler Merz. They made suggestion that Merz should get a Bhagavatam. And we will go a group together, everyone, to bring it. And Anna will organize it. Okay, so this is a German set. Please mark it. Take manga, get the tape and mark it so we know what it's for.
Итак, поступило предложение подарить один набор бундесканцлеру Мерц.
So,
И мы с этой группой
where's Valentina?
Ракету Прабу,
She's gone again. Why is she not here again?
Друпади, Матаджи, Мага Гопал Прабу, может быть я, Бхактин Анна, мы все вместе подарим этот набор, и Бхактин Анна должна позаботиться о том, чтобы он получил, организовать должна.
Okay. Did you have consult with each other?
Yes,
Вы
What is
поставили
the verdict?
the consultation is confidential.
Консультация
Okay, I'm not asking about the
конфиденциальная.
content of the talk, but the result. I
Я не
need to know the
спрашиваю о
result.
содержании,
The
я спрашиваю
result is
результат.
confidential also.
А результат
Okay,
тоже
and who will know
конфиденциальный.
You will know at the proper time.
Вы узнаете в нужное время результат.
Krishna, please make me patient.
Кришна, пожалуйста, позволь мне быть терпеливой.
I have to accept everything.
Мне нужно принимать все.
It's hard.
Это очень сложно.
Okay, so Tanuj, Prabhu, write down
Итак, Саныч Прабу,
one set in which language?
запишите один набор,
Prabhu, in which language?
на каком языке.
Which language?
It depends on the most needed, or the person
Alright,
who needs the
so
most help.
Kamteya and his wife, one Bhagavatam set, language optional.
No, I'm not say, I didn't say that. Please don't put words in my mouth.
This is what I understood, so please you say from your mouth
Yes,
what should be written on the paper.
I'll tell you later, okay?
Thank you. Put the name and make sure you go and ask later. Thank you very much. So now where is the set for Nadia?
Спасибо большое. Теперь гесса для Нади
Russian?
на русском языке.
Where is it? Please put her name on it with the tape and give it to
Пожалуйста,
her.
напишите,
And where is Valentina?
и где Валентина. Напишите ее имя и дайте ей.
Let's finish this up. Wo ist Valentina? Wir müssen das jetzt.
Где Валентина?
Okay. So we're done now. Thank you very much. Have a big applause. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Radha Purnima ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Так, мы готовы. Спасибо большое.
So, Sanuj, did you go around to collect?
Yes.
No, you did not.
Саныч, ты прошел уже вокруг и собрал все?
You went everywhere?
Yes.
Yes, yes. But you did not. No, you did not.
Oh,
I am
Нет, ты не
nobody.
везде еще прошел. Ты хочешь увидеть?
All this is book money. All this.
Вот это все, это деньги для книг.
Okay? Please write it down. And also I wanted to say today the fire ceremony was a special fire ceremony. The chanting was very good.
Я хотела сказать,
Very, very good. Yes? You agree? This was very good, and I wanted to thank again Himanga Gopal for this. We were very concentrated everywhere, everybody, and this is purification for all of us. This means by such one time sincerely chanting, we all go back to Godhead.
сегодня очень особенный
Don't
день.
forget that. Don't forget. These are sanskaras, they are very important. They are impregnating the mind and never to be erased. You were late. I regret it very much.
Сегодня очень особенный день, сегодня была огненная церемония, и все согласны, что сегодня мы по-особенному воспевали святые имена, и говорится, что один раз, если чисто воспевать святые имена, то мы вернемся всегда назад. И сегодня это был процесс очищения сегодня для нас. И мы благодарим Манга Гопала за ягги.
Jaya